Right. Once more, welcome back. Right. I was explaining the question 1. Remember, I said the source of reference, it's a question paper for 2024, October, November. So therefore, if you check what we asked in exam, in summary, I need you to populate code to column L, M, N, and O of the booking sheet. The prices for the game drive can be found on prices sheet. Please add a button to execute. So you can see this is the summary of what you need to do to code, to calculate. And we were also told that you need to do it per row. It's very important as well. You need to do it per row, and the formula should be reuse. So therefore, if you check the spreadsheet, you can actually see that there is a column L, M, N, and O. Therefore, what does it mean? It means the total invoice price is an addition of this plus this plus this plus this. So you need to calculate per row to say that for the first one, it's this, going forward and forward. And here they told us the information that the prices are here. So that means based on the booking, for example, the first row, these people book for Drive Sunset. So the Sunset adult cost 550, child cost 275, right? So that means you need also to reference these cells so that if price change, you just change the price here, but the code remains intact. It can still be used. That's the reason why they say the code needs to be reused, meaning to say that you actually need to code a solution. When you want to quote price for Sunset, you have to ensure that it points at this cell. Because once this price changes, maybe from 550 to 580, it does not affect your code. It still points at that cell. So that's what was needed there. So to the knowledge area that you need to start to know this. Because for you to create all these imaginations that I have to calculate L, M, N, something like that, you need to have knowledge of the following coding principles. For example, you need to know about operators in VBA. Operators. There's a topic, if you look at Learning Unit 4, it does not specifically include, but it gives you the reference of operators. What are the operators you need to know? So this, we shall cover it when we do this question in full. And this is where we are going to look at operators such as the additions, the subtractions, the multiplications, and modulus operators. Because for you to get the answer, you need operators. Because you shall need to say 8 times Sunset price. Plus, then here the commercial levy, you need also to calculate. Then the Kruger levy, you need also to calculate the invoice price being this plus this plus this. So those operators here, it means that we are going to use multiplication. Then we are also going to use addition operators. And apart from that, you need to know some other objects in coding, because it's not only about those operators, but objects like range objects. You need to know the cell object to say that if I want to use this cell, how do I reference it? If I want to use this cell, how do I reference it? So you shall need those objects so that you properly pick the correct data to use for calculation, right? Besides that, remember, this is going on and on and on from this first row, second row to third row, up until the last row. You can see that's the reason why they give you a lot of data, because they know very well that you shall need to calculate for all this per row. So how are you going to do it? We have structures that we use in coding called looping structures, which means that it then loops from row number 1 to row number 2 to row number 3 to row number 4 up until to the last row, which means that you still need to consider reusability of the code, because maybe this data sheet ends at 101, so it needs to pick the last row. So it is very important to know those principles, but I will then explain in detail how to code this solution. This solution is has got a coding solution already for it. So it's a matter of knowing what to do. But however, we cannot just start by coding a solution without the background knowledge, because you might given another scenario of scenario is there, that is the pre-scene, but a different calculation. So still the same principles, you need them, like the operators, the selections, programming structure. Selection programming structure are those ones which makes us able to make decision. For example, the if else statement as well as case statement in programming. So here the details of these principles are found in Learning Unit 4. So that means before we get to Tuesday, you can go through Learning Unit 4 so that we can learn something. When you have a problem, when you read through Learning Unit 4, you always come in on revision and ask some questions. Because this is the revision, remember, it's not a lecture. So it means that you must have something that you know, at least to ask, especially where you know, because some of you have already written this question paper, so you know the areas that you need to concentrate on. So it is those areas that I'm saying, because we are on a holiday, just refresh a bit, but just go through the reading part before we get to Tuesday, where there is the next lecture, so that you ask questions. Then this is question 1A on the question paper. So, right. You can see the 1A, it's already give us to summarize what is required. They give us the summary as well. Then B, open a new Word document in Word. Save this document as your student number, surname. Adhere also to this instruction. It is very important, because if you don't adhere to this instruction, they might not, they might penalize you. Because that's the reason why they say put your student number. Imagine you put a student number which is not yours, or you wrongly put it. So they will say that it might not be you who was writing exam. So make sure that you write the conversion as they specify here. Then number following question 1B, right? Okay, there's a question. The screen is still on question 1. Oh, okay. All right, let me check because there was a time it was saying network. I hope you are now seeing question 1B because this is question 1A and this is now question 1B. So I hope you now see question 1B. Right, the question for question 1B. Oh, it's still on question 1. Oh, I'm not sure what's the problem now. Yeah, yes, I'm still on question 1. We are not yet on question 2. Remember, question 1, it has got question 1A and question 1B. So I'm trying to scroll. Let me also share in the WhatsApp group, if possible, the question paper, so that by the time it delays, we still have the question paper with us. So let me just try to do that quickly so that you get that question paper as soon as possible. Let me just try to... Well, I only see the pre-scene. Okay, let me see. I've shared the pre-scene in the group. Now I'm just checking the question paper for this. Let's just see if I can quickly get the question paper. Oh. Oh, the question paper looks like it's big challenges for me to load. Let me just quickly load it. All right. Gives me some hard time here. Let me just, I'm being given warning. That's why, because I'm not supposed to show my WhatsApp somewhere. So let me quickly do that. All right, I will share it. I hope you see, I will share it later on. Then I hope you can see question B says discuss potential risk, 3 potential risks that may arise when coding a solution. I think there was an assignment which requires us to discuss this. And again, learning unit 4, if you check, there are some activities on it, which I'm not sure if there is an activity which I ask about risk, but there was an assignment, maybe it's assignment number 2. You need to check your assignment number 2 on another area where it asks about potential risk for that. Because assignment number 2, I think it was coding, if it's not assignment number 3. But it must be assignment number 2. Let me just try to search assignment number 2. I'm trying to open so that you can see. So all these, some of the things, it was just a matter of remembering what your assignments that you did. Even though some of you have obtained assistance from outside in terms of doing assignment, make sure that you read those assignments as well, even as you are approaching writing the supplementary exam, you need to read this assignment so that they can help you to answer or to attempt some of the question. Right, you can see these are some of the suggested solution for the assignment. You can see these are some of the issues with coding VPA, that is the data format, corrupted Excel file. This is just an example to say that you would have get these answers from your assignment just by remembering. I was just showing you that some of these answers, you can get them there. So this question, the part B was having 3 marks. So it was just mentioning and discuss it, mentioning it and discuss it. And you also have to check, for example, when you remember this assignment, when you submit them, they are given marks and they are also have comments on them. So it's important that you read those comments and the marks. So if you get full marks for your assignment for this question, there was no way you can also not get full marks here. Right. Then we move on to the next question. Remember, I said that on Tuesday, that's where we are going to have detailed answers for questions. Here is just summary of getting us ready of the things that we were supposed to do in each and every question. You have received the following email. There was an email, so this is a read. You can see it's talk about the 4th industrial revolution. It talks about the chat GTP. Then you can see there were answers obtained from chat GTP. Then required. Number, the following question is this, that is an instruction. Indicate if you agree or disagree. This is important. You need to write whether you agree or disagree with the answer provided by ChatGTP. Motivate your answer. Please provide your answer per technology identified in ChatGTP. Right, you can see that there are technologies, augmentative reality, the drones, that is 2 for 4th industrial revolution. So to do this question, you need question 2A and B is in context based on learning unit 7, emerging technologies. That's where, so if you have a better understanding of learning unit 7, it was easy for you to do this. Which means that for you, because you have already read learning unit 7 and you know what argumentative reality means, and you have known what drones are, then you then look at the answer, you make comparison of what you read from this read from the email. Sorry, this is question 1. So you then see whether this answer really explains the way you understand argumentative reality or the drones. Then you should indicate, you say you agree or you disagree, then you support that argument based on that. So this would then help you. This will then help you to come up with a very good answer that is supported with what you know already from learning unit 7 and what is being provided here in the email that has been sent for question 2. So that means for your learning unit 7, you need to understand this. You can see the emerging technologies, then you can go through. Of course, they are talking, first talk about Moore's law. About it, you can see artificial intelligence, that is the AI. This is where you have that. Understand about ChatGPT, what is it, the artificial intelligence, and you have description, ethical concern of AI, all this. You can actually see security and safety chat. You can see all this. It's there. Even attempting to do or activity 7.1, if you have done it, you can also have those notes for 7.1 so that it helps you to understand what's really required. Then we go to question 3. So let me look at the question paper on question 3. Oh, okay, I did not finish question 2. There was A, then B, number the following. Critically discuss the proposed use of 3D printers from Miss Arins. So again, it needs you to 3D printer. Remember, it's also one of the emerging technologies that is coming through, where designers, I think last year I was having a lecture, I just give a good description of what's a 3D printer. So it's also good to revisit again, learning Unit 7, understanding these emerging technologies. There are many. Then you read about 3D printer. Then you read the email, then you come up with the answer. But however, in our successive lectures, I'm going to explain this. Here is just a summary view to show where we are going and what the things we were expecting to look at. So starting from now, I've already shown you the area of interest that makes us easy to get answers for B. Then number C, critically discuss the proposal from Poco Hunters. There's a lot of marks, 8 marks. So you need to discuss the proposal there. The proposal is mentioned here about now possible solution. I have contacted Poco Hunters. So you need to read about this proposal and ensure whether it is worth it or not. But however, this proposal, the discussion, it needs to validate or point at areas of key issues. Remember, you are aligning this to equally so. So you need to align it and see whether this proposal benefits equally so or does not benefit, highlighting areas of interest. Right, we go to question 3. Question 3, it starts again with email. You can see it starts about 3 related cyber incidents. Let me provide with some of the details regarding them. There's incident 1, incident 2, incident 3. So this is a read again, which you shall go through by yourself, right? Then when you go through it, you then need from that question paper to see whether these to see how do you categorize these incidents, because the questions really ask about these incidents. For example, question A says, provide definition of the following terms like black hat hacker, white hat hacker, script kiddie. So these are particular types of hackers. I think this information you can also find it in AIN3701. When you talk about information system, security of the information system, you can find this definition of this, because at this topic in Learning Unit 3, you find it in Learning Unit 8. But however, those definitions, they are way for information for AIN 1501. So it's important that as you progress through your studies, some of the information that comes in is just the growth of or being the area being expanded of study. Right. Then the next one is looking at B, the question. It says, Paula phoned you and stated that a suicide hacker was not responsible for incident 3. Identify type of hacker that was responsible for incident 3. As I say, learning unit 8 is very useful. If you read it, especially this area, you can see I've already opened learning unit 7. You can see it has got a lot of issues. If you read this, or if you have attempted the activity 8.1, you would have answers. But however, I have had answers for activity 8.1. We shall discuss them. Then we shall discuss them in full so that these incidents, because here we only have 3 incidents, but this activity has got up to 8 incidents. Then you can see identify the cyber attack that occurred from issues 1 to 7. So you can see then it's about comparing similarity. So this learning unit helps us to identify these issues as well. So it's important. Then I also mentioned here that learning unit 8 together with activity 8.1, they give most information to address question 3B, C, and D. So that means even B, then C, then D. Learning unit 8, specifically activity 8.1. If you have done it, you would have all the marks there. That's also the area you find out that it was easy to attempt. Very times, if you are to identify incidents, you can easily identify and save time, especially in exam time. Then we have question 4. As I can see question 4, you can actually see that it's data analytics, where we have multiple R squared, adjusted square, all this. Then required, these are 21 marks. Assume the multiple regression results received in the email is correct. Interpret these results of multiple regression and evaluate if performance bonus payout policy to field guides is fair. You see? So you need to know how to interpret this. The information for question 4. Question 4 is data analytics, which you get it from learning unit 5. So question 4A is concerned with interpretation of predictive analytics, where you need to interpret summary statistics. Details are found in learning unit 5, data analytics. So also use information in section 573, learning unit 5 and activity 5.8 as a prerequisite knowledge to attempt this question. So if we go to learning unit 5, you can see these are descriptive analytics. Then we need, these are descriptive analytics. We need predictive analytics. So if you go in that, you would actually see predictive analytics, yes, where there is multiple regression. So you can actually see there is a sample there. Then it talks about the R squared, how you interpret it, determines the extent of variance between dependable variables. So you then use that information to interpret the information, because you are given something similar to what you have in learning unit 5, probably page 35 there. So you use that information to do that question. So it's as simple as that. I'm not sure whether I can say it's as simple as that or something like that. So that was 21 marks. So if you have done activity 5.8, you might have found it's only that they were not marked, but however, I think previous year 2023, that activity was marked. I'll just try to check from my records if the mark allocation and suggested solution for that, so that we can use that as a guide to interpretation. Then we go to question 5. There is also a spreadsheet there. Then you need to read the email. Then the question, there's question A and B and C. So A says discuss whether there are outliers present comparing the mean and the median data from this. So this is descriptive statistics, learning unit 5. Remember here I started here with predictive statistics. The descriptive statistics are these ones. So you need to read them again. Remember, I'm giving you this information so that by Tuesday, you might have done something for yourself before we come to revision. So these are descriptive statistics, the mean, the sum, the median. So here you need to find whether they are outliers as a result of mean and median. All right. Then this is 2 marks. They can say, hint, you can calculate the mean and the median in Excel. Then question 5B, it's by using interquartile range, calculate the acceptable lower limit and acceptable outer limit for the data in total price column. So you have that spreadsheet, booking, I have it, but also I know you have it. So you need information again from this, the quartile range, right? Then right. So here, this question addressed in section 571 of learning unit 5. Then we go to question C. Question C, complete the following table, use old bookings database. So you can see that this table needs to be populated. Where there are minors, I think you need to put a formula to do that. I think there you can use the sum if, so forth, so forth. Then the information to do that, this question addressed in learning unit 6 dashboard design process, where spreadsheet booking is used to populate the table. Also, you need to use those formulas like sum if, this and that, to find those answers. Then question 5D, this should have been 5D. And let me look, 5D, you need to do a graph. It means you construct a graph based on this. All right, using calculated in C, prepare a graph that presented in the visual dashboard. Leonard wants you to compare RSA versus offer C customer per life. So it means that you need a graph that compares these two, more like a column graph or a bar graph, which shows to say that for RSA, what will be the sunrise, the sunset, and night, and also compared with overseas, something like that. So those were the questions that were asked in your exam. So here, this is just a summary. So I'm going to post it in the group So what next comes is the AI and the revision, where we will go to start with question number 1 in the next lecture. So this copy, I'm going to send it to the group together with other information so that you can use this information to prepare yourself for revision using the October-November 2024 question paper. Right? So thank you for joining me, Ellen, and those who are going to be watching this video. We are going to continue on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we are going to start with VBA. We are going to start with VBA. That is question 1. Otherwise, have a lovely day.